Hi everyone, Sean Humphreys here. Welcome to this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this edition of the podcast, we're going to talk about the 10 characteristics of resilient professionals. Welcome to the Take Charge of Change podcast. In this podcast, we'll help you to lead a more resilient professional and personal life by sharing great content to make you smarter, more energetic, emotionally healthy, financially confident, so you accomplish your professional and personal goals in spite of the challenges that are sure to come your way. Over the years, a lot of research has been done around the cultivation of resiliency. Life requires resiliency, and certainly our ability to perform at our best professionally requires massive amounts of resiliency. So a lot of research has been done, and it can be distilled down to basically 10 characteristics that all professionals should strive to cultivate in their own personal and professional lives. 1. Resilient professionals are confident. They've mastered the ability to balance their own needs with the needs of others so that they can speak and act assertively. Protecting your confidence is critical, and there are a number of strategies that you can implement to both cultivate and maintain your confidence. If you get our book, The Resilient Professional, we share tips on how to cultivate your personal confidence. 2. Resilient professionals are adaptable. This means that you have the ability to be mentally, emotionally flexible as you deal with multiple tasks and information and relationships. 3. Resilient professionals are emotionally intelligent. They can accept and welcome and express and listen to emotions without being overwhelmed at that moment. Rather than being reactive to the emotions of others, they are responsive and can utilize their emotional responses in a productive way. 4. Resilient professionals are optimistic. They have a way of seeing the glass as half full. Now, they're not Pollyanna, but they view the ability to be optimistic as a critical factor in pushing through difficult tasks. 5. Resilient professionals are social. Research consistently confirms that a loving family and great relationships are of great assistance in helping resilient professionals work through tough projects and stress, and by having these strong social supports, they're less likely to get sick and suffer burnout. 6. Resilient professionals are playful. Even in the midst of menial and repetitive tasks, they have ways of gamifying projects and making them interesting. They experiment and they ask questions, and they're not afraid of making mistakes or laughing at themselves. 7. Resilient professionals are intuitive. They do their research and their homework, but they trust their gut. They go with what feels most true and authentic in each situation. 8. Resilient professionals are compassionate. They develop the capacity to be empathetic, to be listeners, and to respond with compassion. They can sense the feelings of others, and they respond appropriately. Just as importantly, they've developed the ability to be compassionate with themselves. 9. Resilient professionals are mindful. They understand the importance of making time for reflection and contemplating within each day and at the end of the week in order to battle overwhelm and to reduce stress and to maintain a sense of perspective. And finally, 10. Resilient professionals practice continual improvement. They look for ways to improve well-being and happiness, productivity, and the capacity both for themselves, but the capacity of their teams that they lead. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Take Charge of Change podcast. For more information, be sure to visit our website at takechargeofchange.com. As well, be sure to download our free ebook, The Resilient Professional, to get specific strategies in order to act on the points covered in this podcast. Contact us if you'd like to start a conversation about how we can help your staff and your teams to be more personally and professionally resilient.